And the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to meet here this evening. All too often we take this privilege for granted. We pray for guidance, patience, and wisdom. Bless this county with the grace you so often provide. During times of trial, you are always there with your infinite grace. Lord, during this time of despair, please be with the people of Texas during this time of grief. Help them cope with the days to come and help them understand what your plan is for their lives. We pray for our county residents, our military, our police and fire, and all other emergency responders. We thank you for all of them that serve our country, state, and county. Bless this meeting and all that partake in your precious name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So with that, I will move into the proclamations. Our first proclamation this evening, Bob, you want to come on up? It is for James Calvin Jim Engelbert, commemorating the life and service. Whereas James Calvin Engelbert, being born on February 22nd, 1936 in the town of Red River, Kewaunee County. James graduated from Casco High School with a class of 1953 and then went on to serve 4 years in the U.S. Air Force stationed in the Philippines and Washington, D.C. James then attended the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where he met Peggy Johnson while registering for classes, and they were married in 1961. James and Peggy lived in Lincoln and Casco and moved to Mishicot in 1969. James and Peggy had 5 children, and whereas James Engelbert served the community in various ways, the Board of Directors of the Lincoln Farmers Association, assessor, chairman of the Township of Two Rivers, Manitowoc County Board of Adjustment, Mishicot School Board, Manitowoc County Pork Producers, Town of the Two Rivers Volunteer Fire Department, and West Shore Sportsman Club. And whereas James Engelbert was generous with his time and talents, as well as being a man of strong faith and a well-known joke and storyteller. Whereas James Engelbert was a leader who served the citizens of Manitowoc County in many capacities and contributed countless hours to improve the quality of life for all. Now, therefore, we, Manitowoc County Executive Bob Ziggebauer, Manitowoc County Board Chairman Tyler Martell, along with the Manitowoc County Board of Supervisors, hereby commemorate the life and service of James Engelbert and express our condolences to the Engelbert family, dated this 15th day, July 2025. I talked to her. You can come up. Our next proclamation is commemorating the life and service of Robert Nellie Nelson. Whereas Robert Nelson, being born on November 6, 1949 in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Robert had a wide range of careers during his lifetime. Associate Executive Director at the YMCA, co-owner of Nelson Sign and Graphics and formerly Lakeshore Screen Printing, owner of his beloved Fat Seagull, and most recently, a realtor for Caldwell Banker. While his jobs were diverse, they all had one thing in common: people. Whereas Robert desired to help others shine brightest in his charitable endeavors, he organized Half Beard Game at the YMCA Festa Italiano, benefiting Holy Family Memorial's Cancer Center, Linda Dvorak's Memorial Golf Outing, the Fat Seagull Chili Bowl, benefiting the United Way, and so many others. During his lifetime, he raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charities and individuals, and no doubt positively impacted thousands of lives in the process. Whereas his love of people extended to the Lakeshore sports community, Robert was one of the founders of the tennis program at the Manitowoc Two Rivers YMCA. He also coached the Roncalli High School boys varsity tennis team for 37 years. Additionally, he developed and ran the Nelson Feller tennis camps at Lakeland College. Whereas Robert Nelson was active in county government during his term on the county board, he served on the Emergency Government Committee as Vice Chair, Institution Committee, Judiciary and Law Enforcement Committee as Secretary, and Manitowoc County Solid Waste Management Board as Chair. Whereas Robert Nelson was a leader who served the citizens of Manitowoc County in many capacities and contributed countless hours to improve the quality of life for all. Now, therefore, we, Bob Ziegelbauer, County Executive, and Tyler Martell, County Board Chair, along with the Manitowoc County Board of Supervisors, hereby commemorate the life and service of Robert Nelson and express their condolences to the Nelson family, dated this 15th day, July 2025.
Hi. Thank you so much for honoring my father and all of his contributions to this community. I am so proud to be his daughter, and thank you so much. I accept this from myself and my brother Trent, who is coaching his daughter's softball team and knew my dad would not have it any other way. So thank you so much.
All right, with that, we will go into public comment. Members of the public will be allowed 3 minutes to speak on matters pertaining to county board business. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Anyone in that vast array of people out there? Anyone wishing to speak? With that, we will close public comment. Moving on to consent agenda, is there anything that anyone wants to pull from the consent agenda? Anyone? With that, I'll entertain a motion by Supervisor Hacker, second by Supervisor Niles. Is there discussion? Is there no discussion? The clerk will now take the vote.
Supervisors will now vote on the consent agenda.
Motion passes 22. We got a big county board now. 22 to 0. We have one abstention because of the way first Chairman Martell being gone. So that's where the abstain comes from. All right, moving on to committee reports. Aging and Disability Board, Supervisor Shimalais. Hang on.
Report the next.
Hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The next meeting is July 22nd in Kiwani. Okay.
Thank you, Supervisor Shimalais. Board of Health Supervisor Metzger.
I have no report. We meet August 14th at 5 p.m. at the Health Department. Thank you.
With that, Criminal Justice Coordinating Council Supervisor Falkowski. That's right. I'm not turning Mr. Falkowski's mic on tonight. You wanted to keep the meeting going. All right, moving on. Executive Committee, we have a resolution delegating authority to enter into a settlement agreement with the opioid defendants to Manitowoc County Corporation Council. We had an executive committee meeting prior to this meeting, and that's coming from the executive committee. I'll entertain a motion to approve that. Supervisor Falkowski, second by Supervisor Marsh. Any discussion? Seeing now, the clerk will conduct the vote.
Supervisors will now vote on the resolution delegating authority to enter into settlement agreement with opioid defendants to the Manitowoc County Corporation Council.
Motion passes 22-0. All right, Expo Board, short report. We met, and it doesn't go without saying that the Expo Board is busy. We have a lot of the committees, the working groups, and a lot of the work gets done by the working groups at the Expo Board, those groups that meet on the side, some for parking, some for entertainment and vendors. So we have a lot of things going on. It's getting to that D-Day of August. So again, if there's anyone that wants to, I know Supervisor Klein last year, I think it was last year, somebody gave you a tour, or was that a year before? 2 years. So if you haven't been out there and you want to just let me know and we can set up, I mean, you had a pretty full tour of what we all were doing at the fair. So if you're interested in that, thank you. Just let me know, and then I will pass that along and we'll line that up for you. Finance Committee, Supervisor Hanson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We met last night, had very little finance things to do, but we had a joint meeting with Public Safety to discuss the proposal by the sheriff for body cams and the new program that he would like to install in the sheriff's department. We're talking about $1.5 million for the program over the 5 years, I believe. And we had a good discussion, a lot of good questions. But the reason I'm bringing most of this up now is it's up to you now to start asking questions of the sheriff. Check with the county executive. You can check with any member of finance and public safety. At the end of our meeting, we did pass a resolution unanimously to bring to the county board. Not tonight, of course, but it was passed to bring that to the county board to go with the program, go with the inflationary program. There were 3 ways to pay for this over the 5 years of the program, and we went with the inflationary one. Talk to JJ, he's got packets and he'll give you those to look at. You might want to schedule a sit-down time with him because there's a lot of information there. But one of the sticking points in the program was the AI program. Now, of course, the body cams are going to help officers record what happens. It's also good for the public because there's a record of what happened during a stop or an incident. So it's both good for the officers, good for the public, something that's been done in many communities around the country. We're not the first to do it. But one of the parts of this program is AI, where an officer will come in and instead of having to write everything down that happened, there's an AI program that will watch the video, listen to the recordings back and forth, put everything in a document so that the officer then can edit it and finish it. He doesn't have to spend 2 hours writing the report. AI will start it, he'll come in and edit it, get it done, and then send it on. There was no concrete amount of money that we would save that was given to us, no concrete example. So the question is, how much could we save by maybe officers not having to do overtime? Or how much can we save getting officers on the street, on the county trunks more because they're not sitting doing paperwork? That's one of the advantages to the AI program. That being said, it's an additional cost. About 200, I think it originally was 250,000, and then they gave us a discount, got it down to 200,000 for at least 1 year. But how much are we going to save having that program? That's still something that the sheriff believes we will save money. We will have guys on the roads more. There are some advantages to some of the clerks who have to write reports and get things done. It will get things done sooner so people can, I should say they don't have to wait for bail as long because the report will be done sooner. So the court system kind of liked it. Because things are on video, it may even reduce the number of court cases because everything's going to be seen that happened. So it's a program that the sheriff wants. It's a new program. It's going to cost us money. This isn't something that is just being added and updated and fixed. It's new. So 1.5 is a substantial amount of money. We have somebody on board, on the county board, he's not on the county board, the executive of the county that has some concerns. And they're good questions that Bob has, and he will be asking those, putting things together. But it's our duty now to decide, do we want to go with this program or not? So please, over the next couple weeks, start asking questions. Supervisor Falkowski is a great source for answers. His committee is a great source. Finance will do the same for you. JJ and Bob are both there for you. But we have to make a decision on, do we want to spend that money? And I'm sure the executive will come up with ideas. But the motion was unanimous from the two committees to put it in the budget for this year and get the program going for Manitowoc County. So, that being said, there's no reason to discuss anything now. That's just information for you. And now it's time to do your homework. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor Hanson. Moving on to Highway. We had a meeting on July 8th. We had a number of things with the airport. We had a building and updates equipment request. And I think the thing that stood out the most to me is when we're buying plow trucks now, we're 2 years out. We have a 2024 truck that's out there that we're waiting for, 2025 truck that we're waiting for, and we're going to order one in 2026. So it's an at least 2 year lag to get equipment. So that's significant to our operation, especially when some of our trucks, they put on a lot of miles. There's no doubt about it. And we also had some personnel updates. So our next meeting will be August 12th at 4 o'clock, and that concludes that portion of my report. Human Services Board, Supervisor Shimalayan.
Yeah. We had a thank you, by the way. We had a presentation on drug court. It included the introduction of the new drug court coordinator, Mandy Kegel. As part of Elder Abuse Month in June, one of the veteran APS staff, Dawn Tisler, participated in the ADRC Insider podcast that was aired on WOMT. There are additional high-cost youth paid placements pending, and these are in addition to the placements last month. Last month, 3 youth were placed in a, I don't know what you call it, a home. It's quite expensive, and there might be more, is what she's talking about, even though 2 of those youth were released within 2 days, so that helps. On June 11th, Child Protective Services Supervisor Sean Michaels attended the Children's Legislative Caucus to advocate for state funding of child advocacy centers. Youth and Family Services Supervisor Stacy Ledvina and former diversion coordinator Emma Eisenschink shared results of the Youth Deflection and Diversion Grant at a conference in San Diego. The travel costs were grant funded. Some substance use disorder supervisor Jerry Mutchie participated in the Breaking Barriers panel for Healthiest Manitowoc on June 25th. There is no July meeting in July, but the next meeting is August 28th. It starts at 4 for public input, and then the board meeting will immediately follow. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Supervisor Shimolius. Moving on, Land Conservation Committee and UW Education and Agriculture Committee, Supervisor Ryan Phipps.
Thank you, Chairman Banky. We met June 19th, the Extension Education Agricultural Committee. We had a relatively short meeting, but we had several presenters. We did an impact report. Everything looks on budget. So it was a good meeting. The ladies are working hard there, and things are going well. I would like to add that we have a land conservation meeting coming up this Thursday at 4:45. This meeting, we're going to have quite a few people coming to. It looks like we'll have some of the farmers in the area. We'll have maybe some DNR officials. So they're looking at communicating about 5-year manure agreements. So there's a couple groups involved in this, but if this is something that your district, this would pertain to, I would encourage you to attend this meeting. It's getting a lot more attention than we originally would have expected, but it has to do with manure application and land leases. So in my district, this is very important. I have a lot of farmers. We have a lot of manure being applied in the county. So essentially right now, there is some strongly worded suggestions that we have to have a 5-year agreement to apply the manure in Manitowoc County, and this mostly has to do with expansions. In other counties, you don't have to have these agreements this way. In our county, we do right now, and there's several farmers that are not very pleased with this. So we're kind of working through this. So if this would involve you or interest you, I would encourage you to attend our meeting on Thursday at 4:45 at the Manitowoc County Office Complex on Expo Drive there. But that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Phipps. Moving on to Personnel, Supervisor Marsh.
Thank you. I have no report, but our next meeting is August 5th at 4:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Marsh. Moving on to Planning and Park Commission, Supervisor Falkowski.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. More of an announcement. Our next meeting is scheduled for July 28th. The meeting starts at 4 o'clock. Advisory starts at 3:30. That's it.
You can move right into public safety if you'd like.
Aren't you going to announce it?
Supervisor Falkowski, Public Safety Committee.
There, I'm making you work. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety Committee met on July 9th. No questions from the committee members about the monthly reports. The public comment there was no public comment registered that day. Sheriff Hartwick reported on the department's operation. In regard to what Finance had reported, how the Axon proposal is going to be physically a challenge, pay attention to the report. The budget is on track, but the overtime is noted. He anticipates exceeding the budget at the end of the year. Several employees are with injuries and family leave. 4 on light duty and 1 on military deployment. There were 8 squad cars acquired under budget. The jail division is fully staffed at this time, and 2 currently are extended medical leave. The current concern with the jail is medical expenses, which is also anticipated to be over budget. The operations in the department is fully staffed, however, several employees are out with injuries. The union contract had been settled in May, but back pay for 24-25 was not previously budgeted. Severance packages in the first half of this year, including 3 retirements, 4 separations, totaled for $108,000. Many personnel shifts and advancements are announced, but please reference the committee's posted minutes for those. The department is currently recruiting for lieutenant and deputy sheriff. The records retention project is continuing. The sheriff discussed the recent issue with the Cellcom outage and found it necessary to switch coverage to Verizon. The department is now in possession of and operates the mobile command post vehicle, currently getting new decals. The department will be looking for a storage facility in the future. Both the sheriff department and the emergency management are in need of indoor storage for areas for their equipment and their assets. Added was the need for exterior impound area for electric vehicles due to the fire hazard. Electric vehicles, if they're impounded, need to be separated from the indoor facility, because obviously if it starts on fire, you're going to lose not only the building but whatever assets you have there. So the Department of Public Works is currently exploring the quote and the options for this. Additionally, considering a different boat for Lake Michigan and dive team, primarily because the U.S. Coast Guard has vacated their Two Rivers location, and it will put more pressure on the resources locally. The sheriff is indicating he'll explore grants and opportunities with the DNR. Then we discussed the inquired about the Axon proposal and the 3 funding options for the 5-year contract. A good range of discussion and deliberation was the recommendation concluded at the joint committee meeting, in which you've heard from Supervisor Hanson. The inflationary budget proposal was the committee's recommendation. On average, for that 5 years, it's going to be an average of $289,000 per year for having this proposal implemented for our county. And that's the average. I was using off the 1.4 million instead of the 1.5, but if you did the math, that's what you're looking at, averaging going through this going forward. Our next meeting is scheduled for August 13th, at which time we'll have the state representatives Tittle and Sortwell to discuss their action and how it affects us on our committees. So that's the end of my report. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Supervisor Folkowski. Moving on to Public Works, Supervisor Sikowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Public Works Committee met on Wednesday, July 9th. In the Solid Waste and Recycling Division, Recycling Center Manager John Reichenblacker gave his quarterly report on the state of the current markets for recyclables and the revenues received to date for them. He also reported on the DNR consolidation grant that the county's municipalities receive. This grant is coordinated through our recycling center, and the grant revenue is shared 50-50 between the county and the municipalities. It's a good example of intergovernmental cooperation that benefits all of us. In the Buildings and Grounds Division, Assistant Director Craig Bryant updated the committee on the status of the 2025 capital projects that have started and are underway. We received a report on the courthouse windows replacement and HVAC system upgrade project and approved the latest pay request from Hammond Construction for the project. The project is on schedule and on budget, with final completion still projected on or about September 1st. We all received, which there's one here tonight, an invitation to the Judicial Portraits Rehanging and Courtroom Open House event on August 1st. And I encourage any county board member who's available to attend check out the new windows and courtroom improvements. And we approved the request from the Human Services Department for a couple of raised garden beds to be installed at the Human Service Hamilton Street building at no cost to the county to be used in the program for the Youth Wellness Center and Comprehensive Community Service clients. In the Communications Division, Director Neuser gave a presentation on the Manitowoc County Public Safety Radio System's history and present state, and we were updated on activities that the communications team is working on. In the IT Division, Director Callista updated the committee on the status of active projects and the latest cybersecurity reports, as well as the monthly tickets for the IT service, noting that the City of Kiel has joined onto the county's law enforcement mobile records software platform. In the Expo Division, we reviewed the July calendar of events, the planned capital projects for 2025, and the monthly financial reports, and we also passed the motion supporting the proclamation for this year's Fairest of the Fair. The next meeting of the Public Works Committee will be held on Wednesday, August 13th, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Supervisor Sikowitz. Transportation and Coordinating Committee, Supervisor Hacker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The next meeting of the Transportation Coordinating Committee will be July 30th, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Supervisor Hacker. Moving into miscellaneous, Resolution 106, appointing James Bry to fill the unexpired term of the current county treasurer. I will entertain a motion. Motion by Supervisor Engelbrecht, second by Supervisor Hanson. Any discussion? Seeing none, the clerk will conduct the vote.
Supervisors will now vote on the resolution appointing James Bry to fill the unexpired term of the current county treasurer.
Vote passes 20-2. With that being said, there's no